Hello, it's Wayne here. It's week 13, I think, of Lockdown Film Club, which means it's my turn to choose this week's film. And I have chosen Jordan Peele's 2017 film, Get Out. Um, and so I've chosen it because last week's film was the 13th, the 2016 documentary about racial inequality in America. And if you haven't watched that, I really recommend you do, especially if you haven't watched that or Get Out. I really recommend watching the documentary before Get Out because they complement each other, if that's not a strange verb to use in this context, really well. Um, so yeah, it's available still on you. It's free on YouTube, I think, and it's on Netflix as well. But if you go to the website, it'll tell you how to watch the 13th, and it will tell you how to watch this week's film, which is Get Out. So Get Out is a horror film, and it's a satire on race relations, and it's also a very funny, strangely funny black comedy. Um, and it's a horror film in the tradition of films like Night of the Living Dead, Stepford Wives, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Rosemary's Baby, being John Malkovich, and Seconds, which is still one of my favourite films we've ever shown at Film Club. So you haven't seen Seconds and you like Get Out, that's another recommendation. So anyway, being a horror film, and given the films I've just listed as influences, it's very hard to talk about Get Out without giving away spoilers. So I'm not really going to talk about the film. I'm just going to give some very bare facts about the making of the film, and that's it. That's it. Everyone's happy because I'm not very comfortable doing these things, and I'm sure they're not very comfortable to watch either. So, directed by Jordan Peele. It was his first film. He's only made one other since then, Us, which I was disappointed by. I love Get Out though. Disappointed by Us. Where am I? This is what happens when I start going off script. I then can't get back on. Bear with me. Yeah, Jordan Peele. So he was one half of the double act Key and Peele, which is also very funny, worth watching. We'll put some links in the email out this week and on the website. It's his first film. It stars Daniel Kaluuya, who's a British actor who Peele spotted in Black Mirror. And it also stars Alison Williams, who's best known as Marnie off of Girls. It was shot over 23 days, and it was a massive critical and commercial success. It was nominated for 4 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. It won one Oscar, which was for Best Original Screenplay, and Jordan Peele was the first ever black winner of the Best Original Screenplay Oscar. And he was also the first African American writer, producer, and director to earn more than $100 million in a debut film. What else can I say? Oh yeah, the score it's got a great score by a guy called Michael Abels. Peele asked for sinister black voices, but not voodoo. And according to Abels, the voices in the song represent the souls of black slaves and lynching victims. And the translation of the lyrics is, again, no, this isn't a spoiler, so don't worry. Brother, run, listen to the elders, listen to the truth, run away, save yourself. The only thing, I love this film, but the only thing I wasn't keen on was the ending. So having said I'm not going to talk about the film because of spoilers, I'm now just going to talk about the ending very briefly, and again, no spoilers, I promise. I was disappointed by the ending, and it wasn't until afterwards when I was told by someone I was complaining about the ending to, oh, you know, that wasn't the original ending. There was an original ending, and he reshot the ending, and the original ending is on YouTube. So we'll add that to our site as well. And so I'm just going to end with a quote from Jordan Peele discussing the ending. Again, I promise you, no spoilers. He says, I wrote this movie in the Obama era, and we were in this post-racial lie. This movie was meant to call out the fact that racism is still simmering underneath the surface. And the ending felt like the gut punch the world needed, as something about it rings very true. And when something rings true in your core, you have to deal with it. By the time I was shooting the film, it was quite clear that the world had shifted. Racism was being dealt with and people were woke. And there's a little bit more, but that would give away. Well, it wouldn't give anything away, but it may lead your thoughts in certain directions. So I don't think I've given anything away about the ending there. But apparently the test audiences weren't very keen on the original ending. And as I just read, he decided times had changed and he changed the ending. I think I can understand completely why he did that from a political point of view. But aesthetically, I'm not convinced. And I think he should have kept the original ending. Although I've actually got another ending in my head, which I think would have been even better. But anyway, that's another whole can of worms. So that is it. I hope you enjoy this film. I love it. And that's it. Enjoy. And I hope it really well. Bye.